Now, looking at the UFC's deal with Fox and you being, you know, in the combat sports industry, how have you looked at what they've done and seen what they've done well, what they've done wrong, and trying to incorporate it into this current deal that you have?
Well, we're not only looking at UFC, we're looking at all sports properties and franchises and leagues to sort of like learn and pick up the best from all of them. And I think, you know, UFC has certainly been able to connect with the fans in a very short period of time and sort of like capture that younger audience, be it through they were one of the first to embrace social media, and so they've done a good job there. But it's interesting, if you actually look at the pay-per-view numbers, the boxing pay-per-view numbers are still substantially, and when I say substantially, it's not, you know, 1 or 2 times, I mean multiples and multiples the size of a UFC pay-per-view. So yes, we can learn certain things from UFC, but I think UFC can learn certain things from boxing. I do believe that the way we market an event in boxing, particularly a Mayweather fight at that level, is much better than what UFC does, because we embrace our sponsors in a way where we really ask them to activate and bring their platforms into play to promote the fighters and the fights. And I think the results speak for themselves. I mean, Floyd Mayweather's average pay-per-view numbers are 1.5 million homes, and I think UFC's biggest pay-per-view ever, they say it was 1 million, but you know, just, you know, whether if it's true or not is a different story. But just to show you, you know, everybody can learn from everyone, and that's the beauty of that. And I respect and admire UFC and Dana White, and I have a good relationship with him, as a matter of fact.
Would you, some people that really look at that deal say that the reason why the pay-per-views are lower is because they're having big pay-per-view type cards on these Fox shows and they're giving them away for free. That's what people are saying. They're giving these cards for free, and that's affecting the pay-per-view. How do you see that?
No, I don't think so. You know, one really has nothing to do with the other. And I mean, the pay-per-view numbers were like, before when they were on Spike, so they were about the same. So it's not like suddenly, you know, the pay-per-view numbers dropped on UFC. I mean, that's just not, you know, they have a certain fan base which is willing to spend money, and maybe it's too much. I personally think a pay-per-view a month is too much. It's maybe okay when you are in a booming economy and everybody is flush with cash, but when you are in a recessionary environment and people are looking for jobs, you have record unemployment numbers and people losing their homes and so on, and then a sports property, whether if it's UFC or anyone else, is doing every month a pay-per-view, I think that's probably, you know, a bit too much. And so, but I think the fact that UFC is on Fox is terrific. It's terrific for their sport, terrific for the UFC fans. And as I said, you know, I am working every day on getting boxing back on free over-the-air network television.
Enter code HUB749 for a domain name discount, and enter the codes below for other great discounts from GoDaddy.com.